years. I mean, the statue's creepy. Everything's creepy here.
Spoiler alert. Even though the crew hasn't discovered their homeworld, Skeleton Crew Episode 4 continues to build the mystery surrounding At Attin and why it's so hidden from others in the galaxy. While some questions have been answered, new ones regarding At Attin's connection to other planets have emerged, especially that of the planet where the most recent episode of Skeleton Crew takes place. Star Wars, Skeleton Crew just introduced viewers to another new planet, but it also highlights what was really wrong with the Jedi and Sith. The newest crew on board the Onyx Cinder, who initially think that At Attin is their home planet, arrive on the planet At Achrann in Skeleton Crew Episode 4. Although At Achrann initially resembles the home planet of Wim, Fern, KB, and Neel, it soon becomes clear that despite these similarities, the two planets have not yet found their way home. So what exactly is At Achrann, and what role does it play in Skeleton Crew's larger mystery and plot?
Ah, yes. I do remember At Attin.
Welcome to Movie Spy. Another gem of the Old Republic is At Achrann. In Episode 3, Attin was verified as one. While visiting Kim in Skeleton Crew Episode 3, the owl-like creature discloses that At Attin was the final hidden jewels of the Old Republic. However, this episode demonstrates that Achrann is another of these 9 worlds.
Neel before General Strix, leader of the Troik and the one true ruler of At Achrann.
Kim claims that because At Attin was a planet of wonder, it was concealed for its own safety. At Attin became a part of children's fairy tales and a fable that no one believed to be true, while the other 8 planets would eventually be destroyed. Viewers are now aware of the present situation on both At Attin and At Achrann following Skeleton Crew Episode 4. Nevertheless, it is unclear how the other 7 planets are doing and whether they have been destroyed in the same manner as at Achrann. It's hardly unexpected that they would desire to remain concealed because many people think that Attin and the jewels of the Old Republic are full of treasure.
Your home has been purposely hidden from the rest of the galaxy.
Attin may have all the treasure from the other planets because it is the only one left of these 9, which makes it more attractive to find. It's a war-torn world where Achrann has been locked in conflict for generations. It becomes clear that At Achrann has been at war for many generations after Jaina returns Fern, Wim, KB, and Neel to their fortress. The locals just do not know how to live any other way.
These off-worlders have offered their meaningless names. Wim, Neel, KB, and Fern.
Jaina's statement that Neel is weak since he hasn't had to fight for anything serves as proof of this. Jaina discovers later that Neel's weakness is kindness as well, even if she doesn't seem to know much about it. At Achrann doesn't anticipate peace anytime soon, as seen by Jaina's declaration that she will assume leadership of the Troik upon her father's passing. Jadna Nawud is also informed by SM-33 that in order to reach the Fallen Sanctum, he and his captain had to slink past the several At Achrann fighters, just before the Onyx Cinder set sail for At Attin, which may have been a long time before the events of Skeleton Crew. SM-33 and his former commander were present to observe the war-torn state of At Achrann.
At Achrann. It is a dangerous place.
The length of time the Onyx Cinder and SM-33 were concealed on At Attin until the children discovered them is still unknown, but it was plenty for the ship's vegetation to develop. The planet at Achrann represents the events that have occurred in the galaxy. It alludes to the Skywalker saga. Without the ongoing struggle that permeates the galaxy, the Star Wars universe wouldn't be nearly as exciting. However, each new generation inherits the battles and conflicts of the previous one, as viewers have witnessed throughout the Skywalker story and the demise of the Jedi Order. This is seen by the Rebel Alliance's assumption of responsibility following the Clone Wars and the Resistance's assumption of the Rebel Alliance's responsibility in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. In addition to this, the wounds from the past have made every new generation weaker. The Jedi have demonstrated this by failing to learn from the mistakes made by the preceding generation. That's exactly what happens at Achrann, albeit on a much smaller scale. This is demonstrated by the fact that the children of At Achrann are enlisted as child soldiers and are supposed to support and continue the conflict. As Skeleton Crew's 4th episode, the children that Neel feeds his lunch likewise exhibit this weakness. The small children are obviously afraid and hungry, but they are compelled to acquire characteristics from the elder generation without questioning why things must be that way, because At Achrann views their offspring as adults. Although viewers of Skeleton Crew Episode 4 are left with the impression that Hyena would guide her people toward kindness, it is difficult to believe that long-standing indoctrination practices will let that occur. The planet Achrann's name, which most likely comes from Greek mythology, demonstrates just how dark Star Wars is. In the real world, the word Achrann probably comes from the word Achrann in ancient Greek mythology, even though the name At Achrann has no greater meaning in the universe as of yet. The name of the river of Hades and the underworld literally translates to pain or river of woe. That At Achrann is a gloomy and seemingly dismal place is hardly surprising given this. What else viewers will see of At Achrann is unknown, but Star Wars undoubtedly intends for At Achrann to stand in sharp contrast to At Attin. Even if they both appear to be part of the Jewels of the Old Republic, the contrast between the post-apocalyptic and war-torn sites of At Achrann and the tidy suburbia highlights how different these two planets are. It is hoped that Skeleton Crew will shed light on what transpired on At Achrann to lead to a multi-generational conflict. Thanks for watching.